Hi, I'm Randy Alvarez. Welcome to this week's Randy Alvarez Marketing Report. I've got my new iPhone here. It's actually helping me become more productive, which is one of the tips that I'm going to give you of the week. But first off, let me talk to you a little bit about how to get featured on your local news. Now, below me on this newsletter, I have an article that I wrote for Progressive Dentist Magazine. But you don't have to be a dentist, because the tips that are in this article will allow you to call the news director on your local news and get featured for free on the local news, and then get invited back and invited back and invited back. So it's a really good article. I suggest you read it. You could even send it to a friend. And another thing I should mention, it's going to be put in Progressive Dentist Magazine. Hot new magazine. It's my tip of the month. If you're in dentistry, you got to get this magazine. It's a magazine, and I hope I'm not putting words in their mouth, but bridging the gap between the practice of dentistry and the business of dentistry. Really good Progressive Dental Magazine, or Progressive Dentist Magazine. I think that's the name of it. Anyway, let's go into this week. Okay, so Einstein talked about that he didn't like to put unnecessary things in his head. He also liked other people to remind him of his schedule, because it allowed him to focus on things that were more creative and more important. Okay, so for you, this is the importance of using the software on your smartphone, like Siri, which is in the new iPhone, to give yourself reminders. And for those of you that don't know how this works, let me give you a little demonstration here. Send me a reminder.
Okay, just tell me what you want to be reminded about.
Call Doug Heller.
When would you like me to remind you?
Tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Here's your reminder for tomorrow at 2 p.m. Shall I create it?
Yes. Okay, so that's a technique that's on Siri. And the reason why it's nice, because I realize that in my business, and I know that this is the way it is for you, that throughout the day, even though you're doing whatever you're doing, you're thinking about, oh, I've got to remind my office manager to do this. I got to remind my editors to do this. I got to remind so-and-so to do this. It clogs up your mind. But if you send yourself reminders, and most smartphones have they may not have something as sophisticated as this, the new iPhone, but they have reminder text that will send you, so that way you don't have to clog up your mind with remembering things. That's this week's tip of the week. Hot stuff. And by the way, for those of you that are thinking about doing a production, a second or third or fourth production, you got to give me a call. We'll see you next week.